What's happening with you, baby? Today we got a real easy recipe for you. We're making blackened fish with a mango salsa. Y'all stick around. Pea Pie did it. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we're gonna be using to make this mango salsa. I have some mangoes, red onion, gonna be using the juice of a lime, some fresh mint, cucumbers, and cilantro. Now it's time to get them diced and chopped. So I have my mangoes all chopped up, my cucumbers, I left the skin on them, just to add some texture. And I have my chopped mint, my chopped cilantro, diced red onions, and there go our lime. Okay, so it's real simple. We're gonna add everything to the bowl. So I have both of my mangoes. I used half of one cucumber. I used 1/4 of the red onion. I used a pinch of the chopped mint and also a bunch of cilantro. Now I'm gonna give that a mix. I'm looking at the ratio as I'm mixing it, and I noticed I had a lot more mango than all of the other ingredients put together. So I went ahead and added a little more of all of the other ingredients. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze the juice of half of a lime into the bowl. And then also I'm gonna add some salt to it, just a little bit. And there you go. Your salsa is all done. You can eat this with some tortilla chips just like this. It's so delicious. Now it's time to get started on our fish. It's a trout. This is a steelhead trout. It's very similar to salmon, but it's in a family of rainbow trout. They added a little color to it just to give it a little appeal. It's very similar to salmon, as I said. It's a flaky fish. The color of it, the texture of it. The only thing is, it has a less fishy taste than salmon, but it also has a more flavorful taste than salmon. I ran across this in my local fish market. This is a jewel here, you guys. Now, this is what I'm going to be using to season it. I'm going to be using this blackened seasoning. Actually, this seasoning doesn't need nothing extra, no salt, no any of that. But I'm going to put a little in my ramekin because I'm going to be adding one more extra spice just to kind of alter the taste. And we're going to be adding coriander. We're going to add a little bit of this to the seasonings and give that a mix until it's well incorporated. Now over to our fish. I'm gonna remove that little flap. Don't worry about that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna score the backside of it, the skin. That way the heat can seep through those little slits and cook the fish evenly. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna season both sides of the fish. On the skin side, we're gonna go ahead and add the seasonings and give that a rub. Rub that in. Make sure it gets in the slits also. Then we're gonna flip the fish over and season that side well. Now over to our hot pan, we're gonna add some avocado oil. I've permanently switched to avocado oil because it's been harder and harder for me to find grapeseed oil. So I'm just gonna be using avocado oil from now on. And I'm gonna add my fish to the pan. Like I said, make sure your pan is hot first before you add your oil. Then we're gonna cook the fish. We're gonna cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes on that side. And then we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna cook it about 3 to 4 minutes on the other side. And as you can see, the skin is nice and crispy. Now I'm just pressing it on the side so the side of the fish can cook also. So we're gonna flip it back over to the other side. And now we're gonna add a half a stick of butter and 1 sprig of rosemary. We're gonna let that butter melt. We're gonna let that rosemary infuse within that butter. And then once that happens, we're gonna go ahead and baste the fish with this rosemary butter. Now our fish is all done. We went ahead and let it rest for about a minute and it's time to plate up. So I have some bread I put down on my plate. Now I left it just like that. I didn't toast it or anything because that bread is gonna soak up a lot of the butter that's on the bottom of the fish. So we're gonna lay our fish on top of that. Then we're gonna apply the mango salsa to the top of it. Man, when I tell you this is so delicious, it goes so well together. It's almost like a tropical. It reminds me of like a Jamaican type of dish, you know? Just look at that. So good. You know, tell me what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hit that like button. That lets me know that you like what I'm doing. Come on, now it's time to taste this thing.